Welcoming your teen to the road can be exciting, but also scary. There's a lot to think about, but the first thing you'll want to do is to make sure your teen is insured. Most insurers require that your teenage driver gets insured as soon as they receive their license. For some parents, it may make sense for them to add their teenage driver to their auto policy, as this may help them to qualify for a multi-vehicle discount. But for other parents, it's important not to take on more liability risk, so they may want to get their teen insured under their own policy. Once your teen is insured, here are some tips to keep them driving safely. The first tip is that you establish a clear set of rules with your teen. This could be anything from setting a curfew, to who they can drive with, to never using their phone while driving. Whatever your rules are, be sure that they are clearly understood and that there's consequences in place if they are broken. Next up is texting and driving. Texting while driving is especially dangerous for teenage drivers because teens are both the biggest phone users and the least experienced drivers. Make it very clear that not only is texting very dangerous, but that in most states it is also illegal. Here are some sobering facts about texting and driving. Texting while driving makes a driver 23 times more likely to crash. And the combination of texting and driving is responsible for 11 teen deaths every day in the U.S. It's also the case that 13% of drivers aged 18 to 20 involved in an accident admit to texting or talking on their phone at the time of the crash. So for these reasons, it's imperative that you discuss the dangers of texting and driving with your teen. Next, it's important that you set a great example. Your teen driver will mimic your behavior as you are the person they have seen drive the most. This means that, whatever good or bad habits you have, they are likely to copy these. For example, if you don't wear a seatbelt, it's likely your teen won't either. It's also important that you teach your teen to minimize distractions. Tell your teen to turn off their phone while driving to avoid the temptation of answering phone calls. Get them into the habit of adjusting their stereo and AC before they pull out of the driveway so that they're not distracted while on the road. The next tip is a reminder about the importance of practicing with your teen. One of the best things you can do to help prepare your teen driver for the roadways is to have your teen practice driving when you are in the car. This way you'll be able to provide suggestions for improvement and positive reinforcement in real time. Next up is the importance of discussing safety for nighttime driving. Driving at night is the single biggest risk factor for teens. 61% of all teen crash deaths occur between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. This is primarily due to the combination of the visibility challenges caused by dark conditions, slower response time brought about by fatigue, and a lack of experience driving under such conditions. For these reasons, it's important that you remind your teen about these risks and make sure your teen has sufficient practice driving during nighttime hours. The last tip is about the importance of education. It's always a good idea to give your teenager extra training and resources. Sign them up for a driver's ed class and a driver training course. Some insurance companies offer their own programs that teach teens about the dangers of driving. Not only will this give your teen valuable experience and education, but most insurance companies also offer discounts upon completion. We hope these tips help to keep your teen safe on the road. Call us today to learn more about how we can help you decide on the best policy for your teen driver.